Skill number 1, suturing a banana. A student is doing clinicals in her last year of physician's assistant master's program and is confident in her ability to suture. She is shadowing a PA with over 20 years of experience. The task characteristics are complex because she needs to know the precise depth of needle insertion and the different types of stitching for different cuts, and it's discrete because there is an obvious beginning and end to the procedure. The Y is strategy because there is a precision to stitching, such as distance between each stitch, closing the stitches, and different types of knots. The what of observation is active verbal cues. Both participate in feedback on what is done and what is next while performing the task, and relative timing of joints, what joints are being used, and perfect timing of joints for proper stitching. The what of feedback is knowledge of performance, prescriptive and descriptive because the observer is intermediate. The who is skilled. The student will be observing a PA with 20 plus years of experience. The how of observation is objective view. The intern and instructor will be facing each other, which allows for a cognitive flip and requires more attention and allows for better learning. The how of feedback is verbal because Dr. Reimel said so. The when is during. The student and the instructor will follow procedures together and there will be a training in a hospital setting. The outcome is cognition because other variables are involved, such as how to deep stitch, tightness, and duration of task. The when of feedback is knowledge of performance, prescriptive and descriptive, intermediate. The student has knowledge in this field but needs more hands-on experience. Error, telling observer error she is making, and correct, letting her know the area she is doing well in for self-efficacy. Concurrent augmented feedback will be during. Begin by providing feedback in the beginning of the learning process. Changes to terminal augmented feedback will be after, telling observer less feedback to give them time to think for themselves. The added skill is part fractionalization. We will teach each part of the skill separately until each step is learned and then bring it all together. The individual steps will be continued until learned. Proper sanitization, picking up the needle, passing the needle and pulling suture through, making the knot to hold suture in place, continuous suturing pattern. Do steps 1 through 5 all together.
I'm a PA and she wants to be one too.
So first, you're going to want to learn how to sanitize your banana, and the first thing you do is you put your gloves on. Next, you want to grab your alcohol and a cotton pad. Put it down, and you're going to sterilize your banana. Wipe down all the infection and anything else that's there. And that's it.
Let's try again.
Perfect, you got it. Let's move on to the next step. Pick up your forceps with the needle pointing towards the banana at the 90-degree angle.
So now you try.
Let's try again. Okay, let's try pointing the sharp end towards the banana. Let's try one last time. Perfect, let's move on. This next step, we're gonna actually put the needle through the banana skin. So what you wanna do is you wanna pull up the banana skin on this side, pull it through the first side, right? Then you're gonna make sure it goes on the other side with a good width, and you're gonna keep pushing it through until the needle goes all the way that you can't see it visible on the side you're pushing it through. And after it's not visible on this side anymore, you're gonna go ahead and pull it through the other side until it's near the end of the suture.
Okay, try again.
That's perfect. All right, we can move on to the next step. This next part, we're gonna tie the knot. Okay, so what you wanna do is you wanna grab the end that has the needle, grab your forceps, tie it about 2 to 3 times, however you feel most comfortable, kind of loose. And then you want to grab the end that's on the other side. Let me see. Grab it and pull it through. And then tie the knot close to the wound. This last part, we're just going to suture continuously. Okay? So picking up your forceps, poking it through the side of the skin, making sure it goes to the outside. Keep pushing through, pulling it all the way, and then just going back. Perfect. Let's try it all together.
This is my background music. Bum 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 bum. Ba-da-da bum 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 ba-dum bum bum. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Bim bim boom. Ba-dum bum bum. Almost done. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Perfect. You're going to mimic exactly what I do as I'm asking you questions. Okay?
Okay.
Right. Except for this part. Okay. 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 Okay.
Because it's a banana wound, we are doing a continuous suturing procedure.
Okay. That's right. Okay. So at what angle are we holding the needle?
90 degrees.
Exactly.
Okay, so now we're just going to continue suturing until the end of the wound.
Exactly. Okay. And about how far should each stitch be from each other?
From 0.5 to 1 centimeter.
Yes, that is correct. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to have you do the whole process. So first, make sure you clean the wound.
Okay.
Make sure you pick up the needle with the forceps at a 90-degree angle. Okay. Put the needle in deeper. Okay? You place all the stitches in perfect proximity away from each other, and you also tie the knot really good and close to the skin. So good job.
Skill number 2, running. Observer characteristics. A person who ran JV in high school joins the cross-country team at CSUSB. The coach will teach the athlete how to work on their form to better their performance by using self-observation. The task characteristics are complex because multiple joints will be used and because there are multiple techniques to consider. It is also continuous because there is no obvious beginning and end. The why is skill and performance for motivation. Proper technique and high skill leads to higher performance. The what of observation is passive verbal cues. Feedback is only provided by the coach to the learner, and relative timing of joints. Focus on relationship of joints to better determine proper technique. The what of feedback is knowledge of results to motivate the runner to push themselves. The who is self-observation. To focus and see own errors, the learner will be shown clips of good and bad movements. The how of observation is angle of viewing. We will record the learner from the side. The how of feedback is verbal because Dr. Reimel said so. The when of observation is during, and the when of feedback is terminal augmented. The learner will view the recording after practice attempt. The where is training on the track. The outcome is motor because the learner will mainly be using gross motor skills such as arms, legs, and feet. The feedback is knowledge of results, intermediate. The learner has knowledge in this field but needs to practice more. The who is skilled, a coach with 15 years of experience. The added skill is the 5 characteristics of learning: improvement, consistency, stability, persistence, and adaptability.
Yeah, we're the coach and the athlete. The coach and the athlete.
Hey coach, my name is Kaylee. This is my first day of practice. I used to run cross country and track and field in high school as JV, but I want to perfect my form to efficiently run better. I'm not the best and I'm kind of scared to compete. I'll have you record me from the side so we can both see and critique my form.
All right, let's see what you got. Okay, let's see how you did. So this is a playback video of you running. Do you see your arm technique? Your arms are going across your chest when they should be going from chin to pocket. And if you keep watching, focus on your knees. You need to pick them up higher. The objective is to lengthen your stride, okay? Alright, and then the last thing you need to look at is the ball of your feet. Make sure you're stepping on that instead of on your heel. Okay, let's look at yourself again. Okay, so your arms are good, but you still need to work on your stride and picking up your knees a little bit more. And don't forget to step on the ball of your feet. As you can see here, you're still dragging it a little bit. Go ahead and look at yourself again. Your arm performance is good, and your knees are also being picked up high enough, which potentially leads to a better stride. But girl, do not stomp on the ball of your heel. That's a no-no. Step lightly on the ball of your foot. Okay, right here. Do you see me? All right.
So this was all good. This was great.
This is good. You did good. You did Relax your shoulders. They're too tense. Pick up the pace. Your head's tilted. Make it straight. You got 100 meters to go. You're stomping. Pick up your feet.
Think, think, think. Have to move my arms at 90-degree angles. Have to jog in place. There we go, there we go. Arms in sync with legs. All right, foot strike, foot strike, foot strike.
6 months later.
Here I go downhill. Now uphill.
75 years later.
Grass can't slow me down, same pace. Am I done yet?
1 eternity later.
Oh my goodness, it's so hot, but I could still run.